Hello children, in this video we can see the continuation of the last video, that is non-conventional sources of energy. So fourth one is geothermal energy. In the last video we have seen the non-conventional energies such as solar energy, wind energy and thermal energy. Yes, so here we can see the fourth one, that is geothermal energy. So what is meant by geothermal energy? Geothermal energy is the heat of the earth. So you know, sun is the source of energy. Yes, so it is the primary source of energy. So from the sun, earth receives the heat, and the heat generated from the earth contains energy which is called as geothermal energy. Okay, so from the sun, earth receives the heat, and the heat which received by the earth makes the earth hot, and which contains energy, and such energy is called as geothermal energy. So geothermal energy is the heat of the earth. It is the naturally occurring thermal energy which is found within rock formations. So you know, under the earth there is a rock. Yes? During the formation of earth, it is the naturally occurring thermal energy. Okay, so geothermal energy is the naturally occurring thermal energy which is found within rock formation and the fluid which is held within those formations. Okay, so when there is a rock formation, the fluid present in between the rocks also responsible for this energy. Okay, so geothermal energy is the heat of the earth, and it is the naturally occurring thermal energy found within rock formation and the fluid held within those formations. So the energy obtained from the heat of the sun by the earth is called as geothermal energy. So the energy which is obtained by the earth through the heat of the sun is called as geothermal energy. So when this heat, so earth receives the heat which make the rocks present in the earth to get heated. Yes, so when this heat melts the rock, due to heating, rocks start to melt. Okay, when the rocks start to melt, magma is formed. Okay, so magma is formed when this heat melts the rock, and the rocks and hot gases which is generated in the earth are together called as magma. So what is meant by magma? The rocks and hot gases are called as magma. Okay, so the heat which present in the earth melt the rock and form magma, and hot gases together called as magma. So the magma will collected at some depth below the earth's surface. Okay, so the magma which is formed due to the formation of hot gases and magma. So the magma which gets collected at some depth below the earth's surface. So we can collect this magma at the depth of the earth below the earth's surface. So we can collect the magma below the earth's surface, and the place where we can collect the magma is called as hot spot. Okay, the place where we can collect the magma is called as hot spot. So you understood what is meant by magma? So magma is formed when the heat from the earth melts the rock. Okay, and rocks and hot gases are together called as magma, and we can collect magma at some depth below the earth's surface. These places from which we can collect magma is called as hot spots. Understood, children? Now when underground water, so you know, under the earth there is a water which is called as underground water. Yes, so when underground water comes in contact with these hot spots, it changes into steam. Okay, you know that when the water boil, it's get converted into steam. Yes, it gets converted into water vapor. So the same process is take place here when the the underground water, okay, when the water present underground comes in contact with this hot spot, it changes into steam, which can be used to generate electricity. So that steam which is generated or which is produced by the contact of hot spot and underground water is used to produce electricity. Understood, children? So when underground water comes in contact with these hot spots, it changes into steam which can be used to generate electricity. Now, what is the advantages of geothermal energy? It is a renewable source of energy. Okay, geothermal energy or renewable source of energy. It is inexpensive. Okay, it's very less expensive. So the expense of this is very less. It is inexpensive. Disadvantages of geothermal energy: only a few sites are available for harnessing energy. You know how we will get geothermal energy? When the hotspot come in contact with the underground water, isn't it? So the hotspot have to be there, otherwise we cannot get this geothermal energy. So everywhere whether there is a hotspot, no. Yes, so only a few sites are available for obtaining this energy. That is one disadvantage. Then it is an expensive. This is the to obtain geothermal energy we have to expense more. So it is an expensive. Now fifth energy, non-conventional source is ocean energy. So the energy which we obtain from ocean is called as ocean energy. Okay, so you know earth, almost 71% of earth's surface is covered with ocean. Yes, we know, no? Yes, ocean is covering 71% of earth's surface, and enormous amount of water is present, but also it did not act as a big collector of solar heat energy. You know, sun is the primary source. Okay, from the sun every living and non-living resources will get energy. Yes, so here as the ocean is covering 71% of Earth's surface also, it did not act as a big collector of solar heat energy, but also it can store large amount of solar energy due to its high specific heat. Okay, so what is meant by high specific heat? You know, when the water of the ocean get heated, it will take a long time to get cool. Yes, so it can store large amount of solar energy in it due to its high specific heat. So it has a high specific heat so that it can store large amount of solar energy for a long time. Okay, but it will not collect and keep the solar energy, just it will store it due to its high specific heat. Thus, ocean water can be used as a renewable resources of energy. So we can get this source of energy every time. Yes, so ocean water can be used as a renewable resource of energy. So now we can see the main forms of ocean energy. First one is ocean thermal energy. So ocean thermal energy. Thermal means, you know, it's a heat. It's related to temperature. So when we are seeing the surface of an ocean, we can predict one temperature. Yes, if you are seeing the deep deep layer or deeper level of the ocean, you can see one temperature. Yes, there is a difference between the difference in the temperature between the deeper level and surface of an ocean. Okay, so what is mean by ocean thermal energy? The energy available due to the temperature difference between the deeper level and surface of an ocean is called as ocean thermal energy. Okay, so in the surface of the ocean there will be one temperature, and in the deeper level of the ocean there will be one temperature. So the temperature difference between the deeper level and surface of an ocean produce energy which is called as ocean thermal energy. Okay, so the energy available due to the temperature difference between the deeper level and surface of an ocean is called as ocean thermal energy. Now next one is ocean tidal energy. Okay, so due to the attraction, about what is meant by tides. So tides, you can see sometime there is a level in the there is a rise in the level of ocean. Sometimes the ocean level will be decreased from its normal level. Yes, so you can notice the changes when there is a tides. Okay, so when there is a high tides, why this high tide is formed? The rise of ocean water due to the attraction of the moon. Okay, so when there is a full moon, you can see high tides because the moon will attract the ocean water, which makes the ocean water to get raised. Okay, which is referred to as high tide, and it falls as low tide. So there is two tides, high tides and low tides. When there is a rise of ocean water due to the attraction of moon is referred to as high tide, and its falls, that is called low tide. Okay, so when this movement of water, that is sometimes it will rise, the ocean level will rise, or sometime it become low. Yes, so this movement of water due to high and low tide provide large amount of energy which is called as ocean tidal energy. Okay, so the energy which is produced due to the movement of water because of high and low tide is called as ocean tidal energy. Understood, children? So the enormous movement of water due to high and low tide provide a large amount of energy which is known as ocean tidal energy. This tidal energy, how we can use it, or how we can utilize it? This tidal energy can be utilized by constructing a tidal barrage or dam. Okay, so we have to collect this tidal energy by constructing a tidal barrage or dam. Now, next one is ocean energy, sea wave energy. So, in sea we can see waves. Yes. So, the energy obtained from the high speed sea waves is referred to as sea wave energy. Okay. So, the energy which obtained from the high speed sea wave is called the sea wave energy. So these high speed sea wave have a lot of kinetic energy. So you know what is meant by kinetic energy? Yes, so the energy possessed by the body when it is in motion. Yes, so you can see there is a high speed sea wave. So when there is a high speed sea wave, the kinetic energy will be more. Yes, so the high speed sea wave which have a lot of kinetic energy can be used to drive dynamos. So what is meant by dynamos? This is a turbine, or it is a rotator which will rotate and convert this kinetic energy into electrical energy. Okay, so when this high speed sea wave is passed into the dynamo, this dynamo will rotate and convert the kinetic energy into electrical energy. Now, energy from nuclear deuterium of oceans. So, in the ocean, there is an unlimited amount of heavy hydrogen isotope called deuterium. So what is meant by deuterium? It is an isotope of hydrogen. Okay, so in ocean, if you are seeing, the ocean water contains unlimited amount of hydrogen isotope called deuterium, which have one neutron in its nucleus. Okay, so the deuterium has only one neutron in its nucleus. Okay, so nowadays scientists are working hard to produce the energy by carrying the controlled nuclear fission of deuterium isotope. So nuclear fission means, so the word fission means breaking. Okay, so the nuclear fission of deuterium isotope. So by breaking the nucleus of the deuterium, nowadays the scientists are working hard to produce energy. So the process is still in its experimental stage. Okay, so it's not adapted still now, it's still in experimental stage. Now next one is energy from salinity gradient in seas. So the difference in the concentration. So in every location, so in some in one location there will be one sea, and in other location in one more sea. Yes. So where depending upon the variation in the location, the salt content or the salt content in the water of two or more seas will be having difference. Okay, so the difference in the concentration of salt in the water of two or more seas is called salinity gradient. Okay, so there will be a difference in the concentration of salt in the water of two or more seas, which is called the salinity gradient. And this salinity gradient is nowadays used to obtain energy with the involvement of suitable techniques. So now they are using some techniques and obtaining energy from the salinity gradient. Now next one is energy from sea vegetation or biomass. What is meant by sea vegetation? In the ocean, if you are seeing, you can see there is a seaweeds. So what is meant by seaweeds? Seaweeds are the algae. Yes? So there is enormous amount of seaweeds present in the seawater, which provides one fuel called methane. Okay, so seaweeds can produce a fuel called methane. Okay, so nowadays we are obtaining the methane fuel from the sea vegetation or from the seaweeds. Okay, what is the disadvantage of the ocean energy? Disadvantage means uniform tidal action is not seen. So sometimes there will be high tide or sometimes there will be low tide. Yes, so when there is high tide only we can collect the energy. Yes, so there will not be every time the uniform tidal action. That is the disadvantage of ocean energy. Now next energy is biomass. Biomass. What is meant by biomass? It is defined as a living matter or its residue, and it is a renewable source of energy. Okay, so it is defined as a residue which left behind, or it is a living matter, the renewable source of energy. So biomass include all the new plant growth. New plant growth means small plants, and agriculture, forest residues such as sea dust, wood savings, then roots, animal droppings, etc. Then it also includes carbonaceous waste. Carbonaceous waste means like sewage, garbage. Then biodegradable organic effluent from industry. So industrial waste also comes under biomass. So what is meant by biomass? It is defined as a living matter or its residue, and it is the renewable source of energy. So biomass example: new plant growth or wood shavings, roots, animal droppings, sea dust, then carbonaceous waste like sewage, garbage, then biodegradable organic effluent which is released from the industries. So it is the source of the conventionally used fuels which is used in our country. So biomass is acting as the source of conventionally used fuels which are used in our country. Example, we are using cow dung cakes, firewood, coal, charcoal, which are the biomass, which are the source of conventionally used fuels in our country. Now, what is meant by biogas? Biogas means it is a mixture of gas produced during decomposition of this biomass. Okay, so biogas means it is a mixture of gas which is produced during decomposition. So this biomass are all the waste materials. So organic waste, carbonaceous waste, animal droppings, plant residues, yes, so vegetable peels, etc. So these biomass decomposed in the absence of oxygen, that is anaerobic respiration. So what is meant by anaerobic respiration? Respiration will take place in the absence of oxygen. Yes. So biomass undergo decomposition and produce some mixture of gas which is called as biogas. So what is meant by biogas? It is a mixture of gases produced during decomposition of biomass in the absence of oxygen. So, which is the major component of biogas? Methane. Okay, so methane means it is the natural gas. You know what is the molecular formula of methane? CH4. Yes. So, methane is the major component of biogas. So, biogas contain mixture of gas. In that, major component of biogas is methane. Now, let's see about biogas plants. So first we know what are the composition of biogas. So animal dung, sewage, crop residues, vegetable waste, poultry dropping, etc. are used to produce biogas in biogas plants. So here you can see the diagrammatical representation of biogas plant. It's very important diagram. Okay, so you have to practice it for your exam. So biogas plants contain, so we are using biomass such as animal dung, sewage, crop residues, vegetable waste, poultry dropping, etc. are used to produce biogas. So now let's see about biogas plant. So biogas plant has a dome-like structure. Okay, so it has a dome-like structure. It is built with the bricks. Okay, so how it is built? It is built with the help of bricks. And what they will do, how they will produce biogas? First, a slurry of cow dung is mixed with water. Okay, so slurry means cow dung is mixed with water in a mixing tank. Okay, so where it is mixed in the mixing tank, and from the mixing tank it is fed into the digester. So you can see here in the picture digester. So this is the digester. So where the slurry mixed with the water is passed into the digester. So what will happen in the digester? So digester, it is a sealed tank. Okay, it is the sealed chamber. That is sealed means it is the closed chamber in which there is no oxygen. Okay, there will not be any oxygen. Only there will be carbon dioxide. Okay, so who can survive in the absence of oxygen? Anaerobic microorganism. Yes, anaerobic microorganism means microorganism which can live in the absence of oxygen. Yes, so here this slurry of cow dung mixed with water is passed into the digester. So the digester is a sealed tank in which there is no oxygen. So there anaerobic microorganism that do not require oxygen will decompose or break down complex compound of slurry. Okay, so for this decomposition it will take a few days to be complete. Okay, so to complete decomposition it will take few days and generate gases like methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen and hydrogen sulfide. Okay, so already I told biogas means it is a mixture of gas, and major component of biogas is methane. Yes, so here what is happening after few days of decomposition process, it will generate gases like methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen and hydrogen sulfide. Okay, so the biogas then after it's produced in the digester, it will be stored in the gas tank. So here you can see in the picture gas tank is which is present above the digester. Okay, and from the gas tank it can be drawn through the pipes for usage. Okay, so this is about what biogas plant. Okay, now composition of biogas. So biogas is mainly composed of methane. So up to 75% of biogas is made up of methane, and carbon dioxide 25%, and it also contains trace of nitrogen and hydrogen. Okay, and here methane is a high calorific fuel. So high calorific fuel means the energy produced by the methane will be high, and carbon dioxide is an inert gas. Inert gas means rare gas. Advantage of biogas. A biogas plant can be easily built in rural areas. That is one advantage. Then a small plant can be constructed. If you are having 3 to 4 heads of cattle, we can able to construct one small biogas plant, and which can supply biogas for 6 hours daily for cooking purpose. So only for cooking purpose we can use this biogas, small biogas, if we are having 3 to 4 heads of cattle. Okay, so by taking the cow dung slurry and the cow dung slurry, we can convert it into biogas. So this biogas can be used for 6 hours daily for cooking purpose. Biogas, it is a clean fuel. It will burn without smoke and it will not leave any ash. The main constituent of biogas is methane. Methane, which has a high calorific value, that of petrol. So than petrol, this biogas has a high calorific value. And the spent slurry, or the slurry which remains, which left behind, which is rich in nitrogen and phosphorus, can be used as a manure. So by using biogas, firewood is saved and deforestation is reduced. So we can save the wood, and we can reduce the cutting of forest. Okay, so these are advantage of biogas. So what are the advantage of biogas? It can be easily built in rural areas, and it can supply biogas for 6 hours daily for cooking purpose. It's a clean fuel. It will burn without smoke and leaves no ash, and it has high calorific value than that of petrol, and the slurry rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, which can be used as manure, and we can save firewood, and deforestation also can be reduced by use of biogas. Now, nuclear energy. So, nuclear energy means the reaction in which the nucleus of an atom undergoes a change to form a new atom and release enormous amount of energy is called as nuclear energy. Okay. So, in atom there is a nucleus. Yes. So, when the nucleus of an atom undergoes a change to form a new atom, it releases an enormous amount of energy, which is called as nuclear energy. So this nuclear energy can be obtained by two distinct ways. They are nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. Okay, so by two ways we can obtain nuclear energy. They are nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. So, energy released when some changes take place in the nucleus of an atom is called as nuclear energy. So, the energy which released during the changes happened in the nucleus of an atom is called nuclear energy. Now, advantages of nuclear energy. So, it can be used as an alternate source of energy. So, as there is a depletion of fossil fuels, we can use nuclear energy as one of the alternative source, and from a small amount of fuel, we can produce large amount of energy. Now, disadvantages of nuclear energy. So, nuclear waste leakage. So, sometimes there is a risk of nuclear waste leakage. And to set up the nuclear plant, we need more cost. So, the high cost of setting up of nuclear plant. And nuclear energy can cause pollution of environment. So I hope you have understand about the nuclear energy and about the conventional and non-conventional source of energy. If you have any doubt, you can ask children. Thank you.